Marvel's Ant-Man follows an ex-convict, Scott Lang, who wants to support his daughter and essentially provide and be there for her, which ultimately leads him back to his heisting ways under the mentorship of Dr. Hank Pym to embrace his inner hero and become the superhero that is Ant-Man. And I do have to say that this film was one heck of an experience, despite a few minor issues that I do have that I will address in a moment. I really do need to say that it's a hell of a lot of fun. It's a unique and somewhat innovative experience, and ultimately was incredibly satisfying despite my relatively lower expectations going into it. Now, of course, the film does have the one scathing issue that exists more at the foundation, unfortunately, that it constricts itself within certain bounds of not necessarily being able to be that top-notch film by having a few things that are, say, stereotypical, caricature or cliched with regards to, say, the villain, for example, who is so obviously and on-the-nose villainous, and the same thing with the hero, him having to deal with a divorce and still try to provide for his daughter, things that you've seen before, things that they don't do anything new with, that are the character elements that should be driving you through the experience. However, while you do connect somewhat on a basic level, I love that despite those bounds that the film already set for itself, within that, it manages to innovate like crazy, presenting what I believe are some of the most unique and beautiful and innovative scenes. Not just the action, there's a couple of really hilarious scenes in there, but there's so much innovation that was really undertaken in this process with regards to the shrinking technology that make this experience something that is different from anything I've seen in a long time. Of course, the complexion of the film is great, and I love the fact that this film doesn't necessarily rely on being part of the Marvel Universe, while it does function a lot better in being part of the Marvel Universe and really takes a lot and drops more than just hints of the universe. In fact, after a point, it can still stand on its own 2 feet, which is something I'm actually really happy about. And more than anything else, if I had to describe this film in a word, I would say it's fun. I mean, it really manages to up that scale of intensity that we haven't seen so much in the Marvel Universe. It's a very unique experience compared to the rest, using action to, of course, lead to fun, using dialogue and even drama to some extent to lead and direct itself towards being fun, but in a different way, in a way that's got a unique flavor about it. Some might compare this, of course, to the original director, Edgar Wright, who's supposed to make this film. I personally have finally gotten over the fact that he's not making this film, and I'm okay with that, but despite that, whatever Peyton Reed did really managed to bring it back home, really managed to make an experience that I want to see over and over and over again, because this thing, if for nothing else, even if you are on the side that you don't necessarily connect to the characters, you don't necessarily connect to the story, you don't care as much, I will guarantee you this: there is something new you are going to see in this film. There is uniqueness about it, there is innovation, and that at the least should be incentive to see what I believe is one of the most incredibly intense and just generally awesome, for lack of a better word, one of the most generally awesome experiences I've had all year in the theaters. I'm going to give Ant-Man a double yes.